Welcome to the third episode on the J.A.T. side's new series, Score School September. I'm joined today by two very special guests. Today is very special because this is the first ever episode with multiple guests on it. I'm overjoyed to have two second-time guests joining me today. 10th grade Beta Club officer and band member who plays the alto sax, Abel Mamo, and Beta Club member and player on the esports Rocket League varsity team at Brookwood, Karambelas, joining me on the podcast today. Let's give it up for these gentlemen.
Hi, I'm Jake.
All right, my name is Abel.
All right. So for the first two questions I have, they're going to be for both of you guys. And then Abel, you can answer first, and then I'll let Jake answer. So the first question is, how do you guys balance school with your extracurricular activities?
It's a lot of work. I have to get up super early in the morning. Obviously, we all do. And then I don't get home until around like 4:30. And really, it's a lot of discipline. Like I have to come home and all I want to do is take a nap or watch like YouTube or TikTok or something. But I have to sit down. I have to get all my homework done. I have to make sure I'm keeping my grades up, and I have to take care of all my like household responsibilities.
What about you, Jake?
It's hard. Getting home at like 6 o'clock every day. I always I tend to try to take like an hour or two nap, and then knock out all my homework, and then go to bed. But there's been many nights that I've been staying up past 12, past 1, just getting my work done, maintaining my good grades.
Yeah. With Abel, what you said, that discipline, I believe that discipline is key to success. And with you, Jake, we're talking about having dedication. I feel like, because if you're not getting home till like 6, 7, you might have to stay up late some nights. I think dedication and discipline, two very important factors to success, in my opinion. And kind of a little bit leads me into my next question, but what motivated you guys to get involved in extracurricular activities here at Brookwood? So Abel, you first.
All right. So I joined Beta Club in high school because I did in eighth grade, and it really like gave me a passion for community service. Trying to help out where I could, make a change. And so I decided to run for an officer position. And when I won, it just all started falling into place. And then with band, it was really just because I liked listening to music. So I was like, why don't I try making my own, like playing it myself?
You, Jake?
I mean, for Beta Club, it's kind of self-explanatory. I try to make a good change in the environment that we live in the society that we live in. And then for playing esports, it's just something that I'm passionate about. As
Big gamer.
as like a big gamer. I just I enjoy and have fun playing with it. So playing at a competitive level, it's a blast.
Yeah. Me and Jake actually, from time to time, we hop on some Rocket League, and he carries me. I'm gonna be honest. He be carrying me. Like, probably averages like, for those of you guys who actually play Rocket League, like, if you can score like over 4 or 5 goals in a game, you're like pretty good. And Jake, when we play, he probably averages like 6 to 8 goals per game, and he kind of makes it look easy. So I'm trying to get like him, but there's a reason why he's on varsity. You know what I'm saying? And then Abel, I heard both of y'all actually say community service, but community service is very important to me because during this summer I went and volunteered at this church up my street. It's up the street from my house, and it's called like Purpose World Church. And they basically had this thing where they're still doing it right now. Actually, it's like an annual thing where like I think 3 out of 4 Wednesdays in the month they have a food pantry for like anybody who lives in Gwinnett County, and anybody who like shows their paperwork and all that stuff, they can get these boxes of food, and then that'll usually last them, depending on how big their family or their household is, it will last them like 1 to 2 or maybe even 3 weeks. And it was amazing serving them because you don't I feel like at this age you may not know what it feels like to, especially living in this community, you may not know what it feels like to be underprivileged or living in poverty or around the poverty line. But I think it's important that we always serve you know people who may be in lesser fortunate situations than us, because life is like a roller coaster, and you never know when accidents or things are going to pop up. So I do believe in karma, and to some extent, like the stuff that you do, I feel like at some point is going to come back to you. So if you're putting positive and spreading positive to the world, I believe that it'll eventually come back to you, and maybe even when you need it the most. So now this question I have specifically for you, Abel. I know you're a 10th grade Beta Club officer. So as that Beta Club leader, what are some of the responsibilities that you have specifically?
Uh, well, first off, you have to lead by example. You can't
Hmm.
tell a bunch of kids to go out and start doing community service without going out and doing it yourself. So, I have that obligation to the members of the club and to myself to go out and help the community as much as I can. Um, I'm also in charge, along with the other 10th grade Beta Club officer, Isa. We're in charge of keeping track of all the points for the 10th graders, making sure that
Hmm.
everyone gets their credit that they deserve, and making sure that no one tries to take credit that they don't deserve. Um, we're in charge of, at the meetings, we have to like present the slides along with the other officers. And then we have a few other responsibilities like beta club trips, and we're not required to go. It's just um, a great like leadership opportunity. So there's a trip in October, and it's a regional beta club convention. And
Hmm.
so as officers, we were like the ones first told about this so that we could plan on going, meeting up with other beta club leaders around the area, around like the state and neighboring states, and just get even better at what we do.
That's great. And Jake, specific question for you. Uh, what are your goals for your first year on the esports Rocket League team?
Um, my goals, for the
Yeah.
first year, as being defending state champions, I want to defend that title and go for kind of like a two-peat.
Hmm.
This upcoming spring season. So, I think the goals for the team is really all the same. Is just to play good and try to push a good state tournament bounds. You know, win states. So I think that's like the big
Yep.
goal for the team.
So, with your Rocket League and everything like that, like I know you just talked about the team goals. Obviously, winning, obviously, always a big team goal in like all sports. Um, do you have any like individual goals for yourself, or are you just like completely 100% team centered or focused?
I mean, when you're playing a game like Rocket League, you want to be. It's a team game,
Mm-hmm.
but you want to shine. You want to outshine everybody else. So, you know, I have high expectations for myself. I
Yeah.
I look forward to being, a star player going into my next 2 seasons, in the next 2 years. So, I want to establish like I'm not an average player. I'm above,
You're
But the
elite.
main goal is to yeah. But like the main goal is to to contribute to the team and try to win a state title this year.
Yes, sir. I love the fact that both of you, even when I asked you individual questions, you still, mentioned that you had somebody else or some like a group of people that you still have to work with. And I think that's an important part or an important thing to hit on right here, because even in life, like, I think life was designed so that humans could make breakthroughs and then change the world for the better. And you know you can't do everything by yourself, especially when there's 8 billion people in the world. So teamwork and being able to cooperate with others is a key skill and a key thing, that another one of those key factors that will, in my opinion, lead to long-term success and just overall like peace of mind. Because if you can work well with others and you're able to be a team player, as Jake mentioned, a little in his response to the question, when you are able to cooperate with others, it makes your life not only easier, but then it makes the people around you, their lives easier as well. So, I also have teamwork skills that I have to put to use, because if y'all don't already know, I play basketball, and I was on the freshman team here at Brookwood last year, and I was actually one of the captains on the Brookwood freshman team. The other one was Beck. Some of y'all may know him, but he recently just moved to Minnesota a couple of weeks ago. So Beck, I don't know if you'll listen to this or not, but if you do, man, we really miss you here at Brookwood, and we're wishing the best for you at St. Paul Central in Minnesota. But yeah, I was the co-captain of the freshman team, and I really took on the challenge of being a leader and leading multiple of my teammates. And I think the biggest part about leadership is being able to relate with other people and be able to really resonate with them, because I feel like, if as a leader, if you can resonate with somebody else and you can influence their decisions, then I think that's when you have the biggest impact as a leader. Because if you can get multiple people behind you, rallying behind you, listening to you, then it makes not only yourself powerful, but it makes the people around you powerful and the people in your team more powerful as well. So, I've had a great time so far in this episode, but we're gonna start to bring it to a close here. Abel and Jake, do you guys have any final regards or comments that you would like to make before we close out this episode?
No,
Nothing?
I'm good. About you?
Yeah, I think we answered it all pretty well.
Yep. So once again, I want to thank Jake, Karambelas, and Abel Mamo for joining me on the J.A.T side tonight. And once again, guys, these dudes just made history. Not only are they the second time guests on the J.A.T side, but they're also a part of the first ever multi-guest episode in the J.A.T side history. So share this episode, to anybody you would like, because this is history right here, and I plan to continue to make great episodes for you guys. And it's really a lot of credit goes to people like Jake and Abel, who have been true supporters to the J.A.T side from day one. Even before I got this professional mic y'all see here, Abel and Jake were on the J.A.T side, and they never asked or expected anything in return. So when the J.A.T side blows up, because consistency and determination and hard work, you already know eventually that's going to lead to success. So these guys are going to get, already know, that in return, especially definitely from me, but also just from the world. Like, these two guys, they're very involved in school, outside of school, and they're just great kids overall. So if y'all know Jake and Abel, make sure y'all tell them good job on this episode. And we're gonna be out. So appreciate y'all for listening if y'all made it to the end of this episode. And I will be back next week with some brand new guests and some brand new episodes for you guys. So until then, I'm your host, Jalen Austin Taylor, and we're out.